in today's video we're going to talk about how to relieve bloating and what bloating might mean emotionally and physically in your body. So as always, we're going to start out with the chest opening techniques. Coming in here and working underneath the clavicle, open up that chest, allowing the lymphatic system to do its job of cleaning your skin from the inside out, decreasing inflammation. Work right here in the center of the chest. Doing lots of support here. If you've been doing this challenge for a few days, you're probably noticing some improvements in your skin. Be sure to head over to the Facebook group and comment on what you've been noticing. Working up the neck. Doing lots of support here. Work the shoulders. The shoulders you don't need quite as much support there because the muscles are nice and strong. And come up in the back of the neck. Work underneath the jawline here. Kind of tighten and tone that area up. And work the other side. Again, just really supporting the skin. Opening up these passageways for the lymph to drain. See that just by working this, the neck area, you can see how much brighter my skin is getting, and I'm sure you're noticing that on yourself as well. Coming all the way in the back and working the back of the neck. The back of the neck is so important for releasing, to tighten and tone up the front of the neck. And then today's video, since we're talking about bloating, that can show up on your face in this area. You may find that you have a lot of inflammation, puffiness, even hyperpigmentation in this area with bloating. So we're going to come under and do the jawline on the side. Then you want to work above the jawline here. So I'm going to use a serrated edge. Come in here and work out this jawline. Release some of that tension. And work the other side. Again, supporting the skin the whole way. You may notice that as you begin to feel less bloated, that you actually have more defined jawline as well, right? Think of all that extra gas that you have in your belly, in your abdomen. And it's all showing up on your face too as inflammation. All right, so I'm going to use a couple of drops of facial oil just before I do the reflex points. So again, not very much, just enough to give me a little bit of a slide, but not enough. I don't want it to be greasy. Okay, I'm just going to pull up the protocol on my phone here. Okay, so for bloating, what we're doing two different things. We're going to be working around our eyes, and we're going to be working around our mouth. And there's two different things that have to do with bloating. The one is letting go. So working around the mouth is about letting go of old feelings, beliefs, grudges, and working around the eyes has to do with like your vision of who you are. So bloating can often be a result of trying to please other people, trying to make yourself into what other people want you to be instead of using your own creativity, your own intuition about who you actually are, or really allowing yourself to show your true colors all the time. So we will get started with working around the eyes. And you're going to come down in this area here, on the side of the eyes. You're working directly under the eye. This is a good point for kind of turning off self-critical thoughts. Right? If you're trying to be somebody who you're not really, who you don't really want to be, you might have a lot of self-critical thoughts. You're like, well, I shouldn't want this, or I shouldn't be like this. This point right here is a good point for the ovaries in women or the testes in men. And your reproductive organs are really a sign of like, who are you? Like, who are you? Right? If you're trying to be somebody else, you're kind of you're turning some hatred or some anger towards yourself. Instead, we just want to let that go. It's kind of be like, what is your intuition saying that you should be, right? I know back when I was a nurse and I really wasn't liking my job of nursing anymore, I wasn't really resonating with the whole healthcare model. I was having a lot of bloating. In fact, I was bloated every day for, gosh, probably close to a decade. And that was really my body just telling me, like, this is not where you're meant to be anymore. You're not meant to be a nurse. You have other things to do. And I didn't even realize that, right? But it was like the day that I started doing new work, the day that I left that job, that my bloating went away. I'm going to work the other side. If you're bloated a lot, what are some things, you know, that aren't going right in your life or that don't feel congruent with who you are? Who are you trying to please? Again, you're just feeling in here for points that feel more stuck or tender. Especially with bloating, you might find some good spots, like right in this brow area, even directly in the brows. I'm feeling a good spot here, so I'm just going to hang out in that area for a little bit longer. Right, come down that side of the nose again. Let's do one more lap. And again, hanging out in any spot that you're feeling some extra tension, some extra pressure, some extra stuckness. Breathe. Just really enjoy this process. What are you feeling in your body? You feeling something release, something relax? Found a good spot right in here, so I'm going to hang out in this area for a good 10 to 15 seconds. Move on. Right, so then we're going to work our digestive organs. We're going to work our liver and gallbladder. So for on our right-hand side, we're going to work directly under the nose and underneath the center of the eye, the iris. This is for the liver. And then we're going to move over and work the gallbladder point as well. If any of these points feel stuck or stagnant, you'll just work them a little bit longer. Liver and the gallbladder have to do with fat metabolism. So if you're feeling bloated, you're probably not digesting any of your nutrients well, but in particularly fat can be an issue. And then we're going to work in line with under the nose and directly to the other side of the smile line here. And this whole area is your stomach. Your stomach holds the emotion of worry. So if you're worried about what other people think of you, it's hard to really achieve your goals, really hard to achieve your life's purpose if you have too much worry. And then we'll move to the spleen point, which is in line with the center of the nostril, directly underneath the eye. Do some good massaging here. The spleen is about supporting yourself. It's about realizing your desires. It's about giving yourself what you need in life. It's about lifting and supporting yourself. So if your spleen is out of balance, it's really going to affect your digestion. You may have more diarrhea, bloating for sure. All types of digestive issues can be related to the spleen. So it's really about supporting and nurturing yourself as much as you support and nurture other people. And then lastly, we're going to work all around the mouth, starting on the right side of the chin, doing those circles. And as we come right over here, this is point 104, and this is where the intestines narrow and turn. So this is a place where gas gets built up a lot in our intestines. And so as you're working this, you may even start to feel some of that dissipate. On the right-hand side, this is your appendix. On the left-hand side, it's where your colon switches from the descending colon into the sigmoid colon. Nice and slow in here, and you're just stimulating your intestines to move in a nice direction here. If you come out to this top part of the lip, you're going to avoid this top part of the lip if you're pregnant. So don't be working the top part of the lip if you're pregnant. But we're just going to work in here. And in here, you're working some points for the pancreas and for decreasing inflammation, right? So the pancreas releases digestive enzymes, really helps to get your digestion going. The other thing that the pancreas points will do is help to reduce food cravings. A lot of times, bloating can be due to food allergies or food intolerances, and you may crave those foods more, right? Your body might be like, oh, I actually want gluten, or I want dairy, or I want things that aren't good for me, because they're in some ways they're kind of have a nurturing, grounding effect for you. But as you work the pancreas points, you may find that you don't crave those foods anymore. It's like your body naturally knows what foods are healthy for it, and you won't crave the ones that are no longer good for it. All right. If you have bloating a lot, and this is a constant thing for you, this is the protocol you want to be doing on a regular basis, right? This isn't a one and done protocol. This is one that you'll be wanting to do every day. You can pair it with some of the other points as well, or the other protocols, but this is something that you definitely want to be doing. You want to take a good look at your life and see what is it that you need to change, right? Digestion is about what in your life are you not able to digest? What's going on that you're having a hard time digesting? And it's usually about making a change. You know, for me, it was about making a change with my job. It could be about making a change with your relationship, with how you see life. Anything. You probably already know where you actually really need to make a change. Always coming out over the chin there. And then we're going to finish up with point 19. And this point you definitely don't want to do at all if you're pregnant or suspect that you might be pregnant, because it's called the ejection point. So it's really about ejecting the gas. Once you've moved your bowels, you're getting everything moving in the intestines, then you're going to come up here and just go up and down right here on this point right where the nose attaches to the upper lip. And this is just about ejecting that excess gas that you have in your belly. You may notice that right away you might feel a little different, or it might just take a little bit, but definitely be using this protocol on a regular basis if you are experiencing bloating and other digestive issues, and notice what happens. Notice what's happening with the food that you crave, the food that you want to eat, how often you're feeling bloated, how if your bowel movements even change. So enjoy, and I will see you soon.